He's
Good.
here.
How are you?
I'm good. I've never seen the studio in like normal light. This is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Wait, are we live or not?
We are
We are live?
live.
We are live, we are live. I wasn't sure whether there was a room, like a, pre-room.
No, sadly, we don't have the facilities for that just yet. We had you on the stream, I think, in the previous version.
Yeah, yeah,
We've
yeah.
got the upgraded setup now, mate.
Yeah, it's changed. It's changed. I wasn't sure whether I was on the right link, so I was waiting to come in.
I appreciate you. How's life? How was the Adobe time? Your
Not
time with
too
Adobe
bad.
in San Fran?
Yeah, it was good. It was fun, tiring, long, just getting a flight all the way over there. I haven't been on a long flight like that for a while. Just lots of talks, networking, product showcases, did a few live streams on the Adobe community channels, did like a podcast interview and then just some like demo, it's just breaking down some editing stuff. I like live streaming, it's chill. So, I come from Twitch background, so live streaming is just I'm very comfortable live streaming. Not everybody is because it's live.
Oh, trust me, I know these intro calls, left, right, and center. Everyone gets scared. It sort of like ends up not responding back, and I've got to follow up and follow up and follow up. We get them in the fold
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah. I'm just a big advocate of live streaming formats. Just from like just true, authentic experience, I guess.
You can't hide. You can't hide on a stream. It's just got to be you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I spent a long time streaming like not me, when I used to stream on Twitch, and it's just like energy sapping. I don't know how some people do it. Some people play a role or a character or like an actor, like they would on stage, and you have to show up and be this extension of yourself. And I guess it's just how willing are you, how willing are you to extend yourself, to play a character. If it's close, then it's easier. If it's further away, then it's harder.
I guess that's part of the craft, right? It's like as we move
Yeah.
towards everyone being able to stream themselves, how deep into the craft of the actor do you want to go? It's almost like everything's come full circle.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, we will have fully AI live stream actors anyway. We have VTubers for a while. VTubing is more just still the person is there. It's just an overlay of a character essentially. But there's already AI live shopping that's being done with AI avatars. One of the big Chinese companies I think did it recently. It might have been Alibaba or another one where they trained a model on one of the hosts, and it looked pretty real, to be honest. They sold a hell of a load of products as well.
What do you think of that? The live streaming with AI avatars. You think it's from
Oh, I don't know.
in the context of shopping?
I think it's pretty genius, to be
It
honest,
is
because
right.
it means you can just have a 24-hour channel of like no human, and
CVS
if
on
it looks
steroids.
yeah, if it looks, people aren't there for personal connection. They're just there to buy. Like, I think we'll see all companies doing it, because it just makes sense to. Why would you not have an AI avatar on a live stream 24 hours, 7 days a week, selling your products, on whatever platform is applicable for that, whether it's TikTok or some other. I mean, they already do it China is already like very much ahead of the Western world when it comes to live streaming shopping. They've been doing it on TikTok for a long time. They actually they tried to introduce it into TikTok a few years ago. About I think it was 2, 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. It
Mhm.
just didn't get much. It didn't get much traction. They had a few programs out. They abandoned them, and then they started it again. And I know exactly what caused the shift, right? Because nobody really getting on doing videos around like live streaming and TikTok shop is like it's a bit like, well, do I want to be doing that? Like, what my friends are going to think about that? Like, I'm selling these NAF products. And then I think what started to happen is they obviously started boosting people that were willing to do it originally. They get more views, they sell products, they make money. And then those people start making videos on how much money they're making.
And
And then you
and that's
see
it.
there now when somebody's saying, well, I'm making 10, 20 grand a month selling products on TikTok shop live and videos, people's money does funny things to people, people are willing to sell their soul because actually it can make life-changing sort of money for an average person. And then I think that's when we started to see the real shift in that, like it's now normalized for people to sell on live and shop, and we're only going to see that just develop further and further and further alongside AI. How that's all integrated, I don't know. Nobody knows.
Yeah, it's a weird blend. I mean, I like the AI shopping sort of capability that they have, like just the content that comes out today, because it's sort of like CVS, or a fun version of CVS, as I think it's called CVS, as we might have had in like the early 2000s. I think to push the boat out, when you start getting creative or you get the creators involved in, oh, we can really showcase the product, that's when things get fun. And I'm not there yet on the fact if technology has that ability to do what you do in your work for
Yeah.
shopping, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, it's still pretty limited by whatever the training data is in terms of what the possibilities are for the model, for the AI avatar can do, right? It's, kind of, yeah, it's not random.
Not yet, anyway. Well,
Yeah, not yet, not
not
yet.
yet,
Not yet.
anyway. I talk
I
to
mean,
me
it might
about
seem random.
talk to me about the new edits. I'm liking them. They've got a new vibe.
Thank you. Yeah, they like got this little dark. It's all based off of just the background, basically, which is just
It
like
feels
some.
like it's just elevated slightly.
I prefer stylizing edits over even just like the idea itself now. Even if like my idea is it's all right. I'm just like I'll sit there and just spend 20 hours just fine tuning
How
just the
long are you in
edit
the edit for
because
these days? Because these things look like
oh
launch
like
videos
tried
every single time.
so I try to be like 3 to 5 hours. Usually it might be 10,
On
depends.
a like, if you take the NanoBanana one recently, like you're
Yeah.
3 to 5 hours in that edit.
That's about 7, 8 hours. There's lots of just things that you have to just move around and framing and it's just composition. If there's loads of assets in it, you have to like frame them differently, just using the crop tool and like masking and they all sometimes need to be done individually because you can't copy and paste the same presets over to different assets and if they're in different res or format. Yeah, it's just yeah, it's quite long. It's quite long. I
I
don't mind it though.
can
It's all right.
I can imagine. I've always enjoyed the edit because sometimes you just get into the flow of it and it's like flow state of just spending time just editing and just like constantly like getting the craft right, because you are in complete control. There's like no other variables, right? If you've got all of the assets, they're all of the right quality, etc.
Yeah, well, I still pride myself heavily off like just style and taste and good aesthetic because in the world of AI, we're moving towards just more mediocre shit on the feed, and editing is still a little bit of a bottleneck. Um, style and taste is still like arguably one of the most important things that someone can have. I mean, it's all subjective, but I think a lot of it isn't subjective. You show this 10 videos to 100 people and which one looks the nicest, the majority will probably go with the same clip. So I just pride myself off that because I just think that that's how you continue to stand out. Like the whole composition, there's narratives, oh yeah, you'll stand out through authenticity and you'll stand out through storytelling. I think that's kind of bullshit, to be honest, because when you watch films, when you watch TV series, they're kind of all they're fake, right? And could you argue that like you feel emotion and feel authentic, you feel like the character's being authentic to the character they're playing, and you're invested in them. So what's to say that that can't be done with AI in the future, where people build their own characters and they build their own story, and they use AI to write stories that are fake, but how do you know they're fake? How do you know? How do you know that a story that I tell right now isn't fake? I don't think storytelling and authenticity is going to be too difficult to replicate when AI improves.
Yeah,
Like,
because the arcs are pretty much the same. We know what they are. It's why every sort of like film these days feels the same. You sort of know what's going to happen.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
what's a great example? F1 movie, 350 million. I'm a big fan of like anything when they do with automotive, right? Any film that's got automotive in it, it's just my cup of tea. Love the composition, love the film, etc. It was the same arc as a Sylvester Stallone film. from like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It was like almost like play by play, same protagonist, same shots, same crashes,
Mm.
same hero arc, and it was weird to see that. But I acknowledged I liked the film. Do you find yourself in a position where you just don't believe that storytelling is gonna be the moat anymore?
I think storytelling has this similar frameworks, right? Across, you got the hero arc, and there's different versions of it, you have desire, you have some sort of conflict, they try and overcome it, they fail, they figure out what they did wrong, they try it again, they win, everybody's happy. I guess there are variations of that, and that's a very dumbed down version of what storytelling is, and then it can go far more complex than that. Again, like it's going to come down to skill and experience, taste. Like I still like raw storytelling, even though raw storytelling doesn't sort of purposely follow an arc, but it's just randomness of
Plays
just
into
like
the
sequence
live.
of events. Yeah, yeah. I think that will be difficult for AI to replicate. But then you could say, well, is it? Would it? Would it? If I could feed ChatGPT or whatever, here are a
Randomized
load of
model. Just
here. Are,
just try do all these random things, not in
yeah,
any given
yeah,
order. Don't make it
yeah,
make
yeah.
sense.
And deliver it through my avatar that looks like for like in a really authentic, heartfelt way with a nice with a voice. Voice is the key thing. Is the voice. Voices are nearly there, but when voices get to a point, they've started to be able to do emotion and like but you can still tell usually when I've. It's rare that I come across an AI voice that I can't tell is an AI voice when you've just heard a load of them.
What did you think
Once
of
that
Eleven
gets to the point.
Labs's three V3 model when it dropped? I know we
Pretty
were
good. Still not there. Still not there in terms of
sad
just
model.
like just really sounding just real, just because of uh I guess how much variation there is in somebody's like tone and emotion and just the way that they speak. But I think voice is a key part just because that's just what people that's what they hear, right? Once we've got that part and then the video starts to improve even more. I think within 2 years we'll be there, indistinguishable from reality. Maybe closer. I would say 2 years is a good estimate.
You touched on style earlier with NanoBanana being released in like the last 2 weeks and everyone being able to replicate anything now with character consistency.
Yeah.
Do you think style is just easier than ever before? And taste, sorry.
Yeah, I think style, yeah, is easier to copy, but obviously not that easy to. I mean, I got a friend that he seems to think that style AI will be able to do style and taste. Um, Again, I don't know. Again, I still think it down comes to the controller, the person doing the prompts, person using the tools. Like it's
Because I know for a
only
fact I can't get out the same output as you in NanoBanana yet.
precisely. Well, that leads me on to what I was just about to say, in that like everyone is just all the anti-AI people often refer to anything created by AI as AI slot, but that's usually because they're only consuming what is AI slot, which is the viral trends, whereas if you go on, I say LinkedIn, I see it quite a lot, or on Threads or on X, and you look at like these short 5 minute feature sort of trailer films that like traditional filmmakers are building with AI with like custom comfy UI workflows or Weavy or a few other tools, you can see there's an absolute tremendous difference in the output because the controller, who the person is
The
more
orchestrator.
skilled in understanding, okay, I just generated 50 shots out of this one prompt, which is the best one. And then I then generated another 50 shots for the next sequence, which is the best one. Then also is then the right one for that shot. And then these are micro decisions. In a 5 minute film, you might have 500 to 1,000 micro decisions, which collectively combined together create a much better output because every decision is the right decision. You can't teach that. AI, maybe you could say, well, AI could maybe do that in
Yeah, if we
5 years.
stuck you in a room and got you to reinforce learn the machine, possibly. But like the
Mm.
chances of that happening are very slim because you want to use that model for yourself, right? And then monetize that model.
Yeah, I said before, I think the winners of the future will be the ones that are won't be using solutions available to everybody. Because if it's one click and it just goes zoom, and it's like produces this standard, well then that's the new standard of the not like mediocre. It might be the absolute today that might be an 8 out of 10, but in 3 years time that might be actually a 4 out of 5 out of 10. And so the people who I think go above that, people who have previous experience in filmmaking, photography, videography, storytelling, all of these things combined together. And then also people who have built like custom stuff that does stuff faster. It just does stuff in just creative ways. And they're able to just create sequence of clips to produce a video that, again, is using their own experience and AI to make micro decisions across the whole edit.
I want to touch on NanoBanana for a little bit. I like I said, I really enjoyed the new style and the video. Are you going to use that in your workflows, or do you still think Midjourney beats it out?
No, Banana is the best image editor to date. I think it's slightly overhyped
In
personally.
what sense?
In that you have Flux Context and you have Quen Edit. Flux Context is made by Black Forest. Quen Edit is made by Alibaba. Those are two image editing models. Nano Banana is better than them, but Nano Banana is not a new a new thing. Image editing has Flux Context is actually pretty good. It's just Nano Banana is good at character consistency. It's very good at just changing one thing and not changing anything else. But actually, it's not as perfect as people are making it out. Like you can't face swap when you're using lots of image references and prompting. It's not as good. I find that when you're just prompting like simple stuff, it works better. More complex stuff, it's not perfect. It messes around with textures sometimes in the background. There are artifacts occasionally. It's not just one-shotting everything, basically.
But it's like we're never going to get to that stage of where like creative has never been one shot. It's
No,
always
I
been
mean when even
like you
when
keep saying, it's a series of decisions that you make over a period of time.
yeah. I mean even I don't one-shot stuff. I'll be like, this is what I want to do. I do it, and I'm like, I'm not happy with that. I need to move it here, change the color, do this, do that, and then maybe after 6 or 7 micro decisions, I get to what I want.
And then
Some
I
stuff I
assume
one-shot.
you're still taking it out and then putting it into like a Photoshop as an example,
Yeah,
or
or
a Canva, or whatever you use.
Photoshop, Premiere Pro. The bigger play is not the bigger play, but like Adobe just integrating some sort. I mean, there's a plugin that somebody's built. I saw it on LinkedIn where they're integrating Nano Banana and Flux Context into Photoshop, where you can
Oh,
now do
wild.
contextual editing within Adobe. But it's a third-party plugin. Adobe, I think I told them this. I was like, you just need to start integrating these models into your platform so that like I can still have access to all of the fine controls that exist in this professional, complex editing type program, and then I can also do the generative AI as well. Like I can change stuff, but I want to be able to generate an image, but then actually be able to that image is kind of created maybe as a vector, or it's created as something that then can be then fine-tuned within the program itself as well, rather than it being like image into image. Now it's one image. I want image into image, but now it's still two images. Can I still have that control? We'll get there to that point where it's like it's creating layers, as in Photoshop you create you have image and you create lots of layers of different things so that you can actually like change elements
You
in
can
the way that
group,
you want.
ungroup, etc. Exactly
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Or like
yeah,
you need the layers as you're describing in Photoshop, or like Photopea is what I use right now because it's just so quick, right?
yeah.
I still don't think chat for image editing is the right thing for the work that you do as an example. What are your thoughts?
For video making, not really. There's a few different things that I would use it for, but only like on a case by case basis. The biggest I would say use like pr product people selling products. It's the best because best people who like I would say don't have an existing small to medium sized businesses is really who I think this is the most valuable for. People that don't have like large budgets to outsource to creative agencies. Maybe they do a lot of the editing work themselves. They've got a product, physical product. They want to just create some images of their product in different scenes. That is now like a reality. You know, text is pretty good because it keeps things consistent. The problem is with like image models in and GPT and other ones is that the consistency in the product is like, you know, slightly just skewed text or just okay, the product is this shape, but actually it's changed the shape slightly. Whereas now we're actually seeing a lot more consistency in retaining all of the actual, you know, product text, product shape, etc. So you can just swap it in and out of stuff and then animate on top if you want. I think that's really valuable for people.
I like it. It's made my life easier for like these for take example the assets that we create for the show that go out on LinkedIn. It's like really easy to just upscale the image faster than it will do inside of a Canva as an example. And then get to like if it's cropped slightly in the wrong way, I can sort of add an arm or a leg that I can then edit in a Canva.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I mean, amazing for quick edits where like the output is not a going to be used in some sort of blown up professional setting. You know, you're not whacking it up on a billboard. Like, you're just using it as like you've just done. You know, nobody really cares if there's a small artifact in the background of one of the things that you've created. And actually, the amount of people that do stuff like that is millions and millions a day of like just little just
Oh,
oh
dude,
just
but I assume there's billions of people just making these
I
small
just need to
tweaks.
change the color of my background, you know. I want like it to be blue instead of yellow, or like actually I don't like my hair in that. Can you just do that? Or there's like, you know, I got a spot on my face. Can you just
Just
remove the
remove
spot?
it.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas before you might have to use Photoshop or use there are some other tools that
It's
can
like
do
you
that.
have to go in, remove the artifact, come out, like make sure it looks right, blend it, come out. This just does it instantly, right?
Yeah, yeah, and you can combine things together, and yeah, I think also just for sort of like the AI filmmakers, this is just a really good feature as well because of it's mainly because of the consistency of the character. So if you've got a character and the camera angle is just a front-on shot, like medium shot, you can. I've seen some really good examples of people creating 10 shots where they're like close up,
Have
you
you
know,
found the limit of it yet?
overhead. There are.
Is
It's
it 10 shots,
face.
50 shots, that, 100 shots being
You
generated
do.
of the
It's
same
not like
person?
It's not one shotting. It is, but the good thing is that it's a low weight model, so it's fast and it's cheap, and it is only like nano, so it is only like you know there you have to ask like what else have they got similar to OpenAI who build a load of stuff and don't ship like until they decide to. So inevitably Google will have another larger weight model that's probably a lot better that they will release at some point. But the thing is, and we've spoke about this before, it's all just a race that keeps changing. And like this has come out today, won't be surprised in the next month you see another model that's an image editing model that's better from OpenAI, from Meta, from one of the Chinese companies. And again, then it's just a race where the leader just keeps changing. This has just been happening for the last year or so. There has never been there hasn't been a front runner that's just stayed in front for the whole time. All of the updates from different companies seem to overtake the other one constantly.
I keep I like we hear this term race to the bottom when it comes to like the foundational models in GPT, Claude, Mistral, etc. Like the same is obviously happening for the video models and the image models. And when people say it for a long time, I didn't quite understand what that meant. And now I do. It's the same way when the iPhone came out. We had this cycle of a year of every single new release and the innovation happening. That's just shrunk down to 3 months, and there's more people doing it.
Yeah. I think inevitably the innovation will slow down, obviously. Like I just don't know how long. And I think that models will converge in a sense where they will be as good as each other. And actually there's now marginal gains in improvement. Um, at which point then it's a case, well, we can't have all of these models surviving and all of these there's just so many companies now building front ends where they're just pulling in all the APIs to now like host the models, right? They're not going to last, these companies, in my opinion, because the bigger tech giants, they're all building the models, and then there are all these other companies that can't compete with that, so they're just building the platforms that host the models and to create workflows, etc. They won't all last. The bubble will burst. I think the models will converge to be very similar
Do you not look at
without much.
Photoshop, which is doing exactly that, or Adobe doing exactly that?
Adobe have been doing that, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think they need to integrate them. But there's talk about agentic editing, and there's all these. I get fed up on LinkedIn with seeing another post about we've just built the first agentic AI editing tool. Uh, can't get access to it. You got to go on a wait list. Your video isn't made with the tool that you're just demoing. Quite evidently, you've got no examples or use case like actual Let me see a live demo. Yeah, why ain't you got a live demo if it's, yeah, because they're all shit. That's why. And it's annoying. There's just so much hype, especially around agentic AI editing. Don't believe a product demo. Never believe a product demo. They're always over exaggerated by tenfold, because it's marketing for you.
It's the game
But
we both know too well. I want to touch
yeah,
before we let you go. How's 916 Studios?
nice. It seems it's going good. Thanks for asking. Just slowly building up like some clients and retainers, and just building, I guess, good cash flow to start expanding out the business with more people.
Is the focus predominantly like creative assets in the way that you make them right now, or are you like planning to do like launch videos? Are you planning to do
We're
like
doing a
larger
bit of
trailers?
everything. We're doing what people want, to be
Gotcha.
honest. Just, primarily tech, like of course that's like front end like marketing,
Oh
but
yeah, within the context of tech.
yeah, within the context of tech, we've got some sort of back end non-sexy clients that are tech, but not really like public facing tech. Um, and I guess it's just the goal for me is to, I guess, build the business with good back end retainer clients, and then focus on attracting like more public facing LinkedIn sort of brands that want showcasey videos, corporate style, creator style, and just evolving. Honestly, I don't know where the business is going to go, just because it's in a space that's evolving so fast. You've got all these like AI studios that are popping up that are literally purpose built just using generative AI. I think a lot of companies still don't want that. They still want like they don't have full trust in generative AI. But yeah, I'm excited about the where the business is going to go. It's in the right space. But I guess nobody knows what is going to happen in the space over the next 5, 10 years. Where I'm reading quite a few books on AI, and it's just further cemented my original idea and thoughts of like we are in the shift of like the mega, like birth of the internet, the light bulb, the wheel. Like this is I, I try and explain this to people outside of the AI bubble, and I'm like, if you hate your job, I don't know what the fuck you do in your life, but start doing something with AI, because you're going to look back at this in 10 years' time and you're going to regret not being an early adopter, because in 10 years' time, it's going to be absolutely everywhere. And there are going to be people that started learning AI today that are multi-million billionaires simply because they started experimenting with AI. It is like, it is inevitable, whether you like it or not, that this is I can't fathom the change that it's going to bring in society, both good and both bad. But it's about to happen. I think over the next 5, 10, 15 years, the world is going to look extremely different compared to the last 10 years.
And you got to be in it to win it, right? Like to play the game, or at least have some of the effects of what's happening right now. You got to
Yeah,
get in the
yeah.
game. That's part
Get
of
in
what
the
the show
game.
is.
Honestly, just find something that like is your passion and how AI can impact it, and just start being thought provoker, an experimenter, a tinkerer in that space. And in 5 years' time, if you were one of the first to start doing it in that space, you'll be an expert. You'll attract everybody in that space with regards to you doing stuff for them, and your life will be made. Not quite as easier said than done, but I genuinely believe that anyone that starts today in any field of AI in 5, 10 years' time will be so far ahead of the rest of the world when they wake up.
And that is one hell of a segment. Ben, I appreciate the time. Dude,
Always
it's always
appreciate
fun
it.
talking to you. I can't wait to get you back
Oh,
on.
I'm just so passionate about the space. I believe in it. It's just,
It
oh,
comes
it's just
through.
an opportunity. It's an opportunity of a lifetime for everybody. That I just can't. It just is. It just is, whether you like it or not.
I was talking to Alec over the last week from 11 Labs, and I was like, "What do you think Ben's thoughts are on this on NanoBanana?" And he'd be like, "Ben would just be so stoic about it. It's nice to see the passion and the fuel in the fire."
Yeah, we need to not get ahead of ourselves, but be ready for the fact that we're about to go way beyond ourselves.
Ben, I'm going to see you soon. Thanks so much for
Thank
the
you, man. I
time.
appreciate it, Raj, as
Appreciate
always.
you. I, I was Ben on.